Hi, today I'm looking at Happy Christmas, War is Over, or Happy Xmas, War is Over by John Lennon. We start off with an A, basic A chord like this, which is open 5th string, and then 2, 2, 2, and then open 1st string. Hopefully you already know that one. I'll look at the rhythm separately in a second. So it's A. Then we've got one called A sus2, where you just lift this 3rd finger off. A sus4, which is where you either put the 3rd finger back but on the 3rd fret instead of the 2nd, or you can put it back where it was and add your little finger onto that 3rd fret. So that sort of cancels out what this finger's doing. You might think, what's the point? Well, it's because the next chord is A again, so we can just lift that off without having to worry about putting a finger on here. So either this or this. And there's no advantage to one rather than the other. Do whichever you prefer. I think I tend to do this. So I'm not using that finger. That's the first chord. The next chord is a B minor bar chord. This really has to be a bar chord. So if you find that difficult, then it's probably worth coming back to this song once you've got the hang of the bar chords. This is the only bar chord in the song. So it's B minor, which is barring across 5 strings at the 2nd fret. So we're not using this string. And then here, if you don't already know this chord, think of this as an A minor shape. Imagine that's a capo and you're playing an A minor. But you haven't got a capo, so you put your finger there and do that. So that's 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret. And that one's taking care of the 2 there and the 2 there. So we got, that's B minor. So we have B minor followed by B sus2, which is just lifting this finger off. There's 3 ways to play the next chord. I'll show you the easiest one, and yeah, they sound identical, so we'll go for the easiest way. This is called B sus4, and what we do here is after playing the B sus2, you keep this 2nd finger out of the way, lift your 1st finger up so that it's still on the 5th string, but it's not touching these 2 anymore. So it lifts up, it's only on 1 string, like a power chord. And these 2 strings are open now. So we've got, and then we follow that with B minor. So it's B minor, B sus2, B sus4, B minor. Now before I go further with the chords, I'm just going to talk about the rhythm quickly. And the song's in 12/8, and 12/8 feels like a slow 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And think of it as 4 slow beats, and you divide each one into 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And that's 12/8. If you're familiar with 6/8, then it's just a 6/8 which has been doubled. And the way to play the 12/8 strum for this song is to play down, down, up, down, up. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and the ands come from upstrokes. So we play down, down, up, down, up. And that's just the first part of that 12/8 bar. So that's 1, before you move on to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a bar of 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't worry too much about the counting, just try to think of it as this. On each chord we're playing down, down, up, down, up. Like that. So I'll go through those first 2 chords again, but this time with this rhythm. way through the song, you're doing this same rhythm. By the way, this song is quite a long chord sequence, but it repeats over and over again. There's no change in it. It just keeps repeating this long chord sequence. Right, so I'll go through the chords again without the rhythm. So we've got A sus2, A sus4, A, B minor, B sus2, B sus4, B minor. And then we go to one called E sus4. Now the way to get E sus4 is to play a normal E chord, which you probably know, which is open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. That's the frets there. That's E. Add your little finger on the second string, or second fret, third string. So now this finger's not actually doing anything, but we leave it there anyway. That's E sus4. We play E sus4 to E to one called E add 9. This one's a little bit more of a stretch. You put the little finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. If that's a struggle to reach, then try just either lifting this finger off, this third finger off. That'll help you stretch a bit more, or slide that finger along. Now that's not a note we want to hear, but we won't whilst that finger's there. So it means you'd go like this to reach that note, and then to go back to the E chord, you've got to move that back if you do that. But try to encourage your fingers to stretch without this finger moving over there. So it's... Okay. That's one of the more difficult chords in this song. Okay, so then we go back to the A again, just like we played originally. A sus4, sorry, A sus2, A sus4, A. That's the first little sequence, so I'll just play through that with the rhythm slowly. And you might notice I'm really accenting the first strum on each chord. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That helps with the rhythm when you're playing it faster. So the next section, we go to a D. You probably know D, just in case you don't. It's open 4th, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the 1st string. D sus2, where you just lift your 2nd finger away so that the 1st string is open. D sus4. Now for D sus4, you put this finger back on, but also add your 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And like with some of the other chords, this is now not needed because it's not doing anything, but we're going to come back to it in a second, so it's best to have it there. Back to D. So it was D, D sus2, D sus4, to D again. Same rhythm as all of the other chords. And then we go to E minor, standard E minor, you probably know that one. And then a bit of an odd chord here, which is an E minor major 7. And it's not even the standard shape for an E minor major 7. Odd chord, you're not going to get it in many songs. And you'll hear it, when you hear it on its own, out of context, it sounds pretty bad. You'll probably think you've gone wrong with this one. But what we need to do is another stretchy chord. We need to keep the E minor and add the 4th finger, 2nd string, 4th fret. Now it clashes, this note really clashes with the 1st string open. But somehow when you play it in context with the other chords, it sounds good. So it's... And the next one is E minor add 9, which is keeping the E minor still. Add your 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the 1st string. back to E minor again. So it's, and then we go back to the A that we started with, but slightly different order. We start with the A sus4, then to A, then A sus2, then A, and then we go back to D again, just like we did a second ago. D, D sus2, D sus4, D. So this is the sort of second half of the verse, I suppose. So if I just play through that that second half. And that's the end of the verse. So if I put the whole verse sequence together, so I'll do the first part followed by that part. So it's that's whole verse. And then we go to the chorus, which is still part of this long chord sequence that just keeps repeating. Now the chorus is a bit simpler because we don't do any alterations to most of the chords. We're just sort of staying on a chord. So we start off with G. It's the 4-finger G. You might know these two versions of G, that one and that one. This one's probably best for this song. So it's 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3. And we do a whole bar of 12/8 without changing, so it's just like those 4 slow beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to an A, same thing, whole bar. There's a little extra thing you can add in here, which I'll show you in a sec. And then E minor. Now this is just half a bar, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. G for half a bar. D for half a bar. And then we go to an E, but it's an E7. Now the E7 you might have played before is this one. The one we want for this song is keep the E shape, 4th finger adds the 7 there, which is the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and we play a quarter of a bar, so it's like one of those sequences, and then E6, which is just moving that little finger back to the 2nd fret, same string. You get this. That's the end of the sequence. So I'll just play through that. And then the little extra bit that you can put in, this is optional. There's not necessarily a guitar playing this on the record, but it's in there somewhere. When you play from the G to the A, when you're going to go to the E minor, the next chord, you can go, and it sort of really goes with the vocal line. And what I'm doing there is on the A, 1, 2, 3, and for the 4, I'll go 1, 2, 3. Remember, each main beat is divided into 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. the last one of those, the 4-2-3, is 4-2-3. So it's just a single strum on the chord, come away from the chord and just hit 2 bass notes, all on the E string, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, it's a G and an F sharp. And that is like a step down, or 2 steps down to the E minor. Just sounds quite good. So I'll play the chorus with that in there. That's it, that's that whole sequence. I'll just quickly strum through the whole chord sequence, verse into the chorus, just once through. And if you can play this, then this is all you do for the song. Just play this over and over again. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll just strum through it now, and any questions, please put them below. And I hope you get on well with it. Thanks.